Do you think this also speaks to the longevity of Harry Kane, just projecting to the future, Stephen? Because he's not a player that's reliant on pace and explosiveness. So as he gets older, I mean, he's still only 28, I know. He's turning 29, I think, in July. But when he's 33, 34, he doesn't have to be a pace merchant. He's quite happy to be a little bit deeper and to continue to provide assists. And I guess you could think about if he was to ever leave Spurs, or you're thinking about the value, you know that a player of his ilk can actually play for a very, very long time, given his skill set.
Well, you know he can contribute in so many different aspects of the game, because what Harry does when he drops deep as well, he draws players out towards him. So that also creates a space in behind, because people don't want to give him time. But then he has the ability to be able to turn and get the pass away quickly. But like you said, the way he passes the ball, he's technically so good with both feet. Like you see him spinning balls across the pitch, like 57-yard pass with his left foot, and you're just thinking, like, it looks effortless to him. So for a player to have that much quality, yeah, the further you go into career, Rooney was the one everybody spoke about that was capable of dropping deeper because he can pick passes, he can look forward, where Kane does that with better accuracy. So, you know, you would think the longer he goes in his career, he's still such a valuable player to hopefully Spurs have him, but whoever does, you know, that he's going to be a huge part of a team progressing and doing well.
Yeah, you think of...
That's interesting you saying about adapting your game, though, because my career changed towards the end of my career. I mean, I at the beginning of my career, I used to run a lot of channels, have lots of runs, be quite dynamic. Towards the end of my career, along with Steo, you know, I used to base myself on the edge of the box, give me the ball and play off me. So my game changed. My game turned into more of a physical game rather than at the start of my career running channels. And Harry has that ability that, yes, he doesn't rely on one thing. He's a very clever player for starters. And two, he has that ability where he can go and change the game and play passes as well. So you're right, he adapts the game and that will help him, you know, going on to the latter part of his career.
Bobby, I just want to know from your viewpoint, do you think this will affect, if he was to leave Spurs? I'm not saying he is, but he has obviously spoken about it last year, and there was a summer transfer window saga to Manchester City. Will that play on the minds of whoever would want to buy him? And then the fee, because we know Daniel Levy is, well, he can be certainly somebody hard to deal with. So just factoring all of that in, I mean, you mentioned Rooney. I can throw in Ryan Giggs. Paul Scholes as players that adapted their game, even to an extent Cristiano Ronaldo, from being that tricky winger to now just being this predator in the box. It is possible, and you can further extend yourself. Do you think that... I think that helps him. Not only that, but in the transfer market as well. Are you looking for that player that can drop deep? Have you got two players? Have you got one that's always going to run in behind? Okay, like Sonny. Okay, Harry, you can come into my team. You can be that player that comes in deep. You can play that ball and slip players in, as well as being the fox in the box that you've got. Or are you looking for that person? Manchester City. Don't touch the ball outside the box. Not interested in that at all. I've got De Bruyne, I've got Foden, I've got those guys to come and do that. You stay in the box and we'll get it to you and you finish it. So he has the ability to be a little bit of everything. So the market opens up to so many more clubs looking for so many different aspects of a top striker. So Harry ticks so many boxes. And yeah, he'll be one of those players at the end of the season. If, you know, he does want to go, then yeah, listen, every big club would want him. So that leads to the next question, because we are approaching the end stage of the season and Kane's future is going to be up in the air again. What do you think Spurs have to do to ensure they hold on to him, Stephen? I mean, Champions League football, would that be enough? Europa League football? Probably not for Kane's aspirations. Again, he'll be 29 in July, 29 when the next season starts.
I honestly think they need to keep hold of Antonio Conte to have any chance of keeping Harry Kane. That's my opinion, because I think that since he's come in, you could see the lift in his performances, and obviously whatever happened in the summer, it was going to have an adverse effect on how he was playing, because he was down after. You could see he thought he was going to get a move. City were in. You know, if he played for City now, Harry Kane would have been, like Bobby said, he would have adapted his game. He'd be in the box and he'd score 30 goals comfortably, because they put the ball so much into the box, and he's such a predatory instinct to score goals. But I think for him to stay, Conte has to stay, and then there has to be a huge decision on the structure of bringing in players. And the players today, Bentancur, Kulusevski and Romero, they've been brought in, and I honestly think that they've done extremely well, and they're players that can bring this team forward. But you need to bring in more players of that quality to push them up, to get them anywhere near the likes of City and Liverpool. But keeping Antonio Conte is going to be pivotal in Kane's decision.
Yeah. One final thing on Harry Kane. Where does he fall in your list of all-time greats in the Premier League for the striking department, Bobby? This is your specialist area. I sent you a stat earlier this week, which personally I found extraordinary. Most away goals of all time in the Premier League. Let's just go to the top three. Alan Shearer, 87. He did it in 219 games. Wayne Rooney, 94 goals in 234 games. And Harry Kane, 95 goals. He's the outright leader in this, in 139 games. He almost has a 50-50 ratio of scoring goals away and at home. I mean, compared to the others, and those are legends of the Premier League I'm mentioning. Where does he fall on your list now, Bobby? I mean, he's still playing for one, unlike the others.
Yeah, and like you say, you know, still another 5 years in him, at least. You know, that's what's the frightening thing, to know that he's got another 4 or 5 years, touch wood, that he gets injury free, and he's, you know, he'll be smashing some records. And do you know what? The thing for me, the worrying thing for me is, I don't think he'll get the credit, or the stats won't do it justice if he doesn't win a major trophy. That's the major part that's, you know, missing in his career. And I think that's the reason that he's really genuinely contemplating, listen, I want to go somewhere where I can win some trophies. Forget the money. I don't think it's anything to do with the money. In terms of records, he's going to smash records for England, for whoever it is, Premier League records. He is going to smash them. But it's just, you know, the trophy is the part that's missing. The trophy is the part that, if he doesn't win it, you know, it will be on his career for the rest of his career, you know.
Okay, Bobby, let's just say England go one step further than their last couple of tournaments and they win the World Cup. That's going to be happening at the end of this year. Not England winning the World Cup, I'm just saying the tournament itself. And Harry Kane is the England captain. Would that subside all the other issues and allow him to stay at Spurs? Because he'll be a legend in England. No.
With England, yeah, but I still think he would love a domestic trophy. You know, that's a major part. That's a huge part of his career that he's missing. It really is. And for me, I look at Harry Kane as, yes, an amazing player, but for me, I still want him to win a trophy. There's no picture of Harry Kane with any trophy. You know, that's really disappointing, and I'm sure that's the major part that's lingering on his mind at the minute. 100%, that's the part.
All right, Stephen, I want to know what you're thinking about Harry Kane.
Yeah, I'm the same. I think, you know, getting a trophy with England, which is very, you know, achievable, I think, with the squad of players they have in the next few years, that will kind of soften the blow. But I actually think it might make him want it even more. Getting a taste of winning something might push him to even want it again. And I think you're right. You know, he will smash records. He probably will be the all-time goal scorer for England and in the Premier League. But he's going to want to have something. He's not going to want it. And you just think of, like, people used to take Messi, which is crazy that people would take Messi out of the equation, the best player ever, because he didn't win an international tournament. That's how some people think, like. So the Harry Kane, for him, he's going to want to have a medal or trophy just to back up to any of those people that could say he's never won anything. That can be put to bed, and the stats then speak for themselves. But I think he's going to want that. I think he's so self-driven and determined that a trophy is massive for him. And it's just whether or not Tottenham can get up to speed and help deliver it within the time frame of his career.
Okay.